Hi everybody, this is a pretty detailed review of the Valor Fitness BD2 bench press stands that I recently purchased. I'm speeding up the video here and just showing how, you know, just an overview of how things were put together. It comes in a box that just barely fits everything. Everything was packed well. The box wasn't overly beat up or anything like that, so good job to Valor Fitness for shipping, which was free by the way. Also positive. Overall, this took about 45 minutes to put together. I was having trouble with a couple of things, like these feet that you're seeing here, and um, I think that normally this would probably take somebody about 35 to 40 minutes, but not too difficult. Things go together pretty simple, as you're about to see. I'll play some music and then finish showing this, and then I will get into a review while I'm actually benching with it and stuff like that, and kind of explain why I ended up selling them. So stay tuned. So right here you can see I'm just kind of playing with the heights of the spotter arms and the J hooks and exploring where I need to put it for bench presses and everything like that. So it seems to work out okay. Normally I would actually have weights on the back and everything like that. It's very adjustable, very good in that regard. But you'll notice when I start doing the lifts that racking kind of requires a bit of finesse, and this is without any weight. So that's one of my main concerns with this is you can't slam the bar back with a massive amount of confidence. It works, but I just think you should be careful and probably have a good spotter. Um, that's just my personal opinion, having used the product for a while. And now let's move on to the incline bench press, which you'll see is pretty much a complete fail with the BD2. I don't really do a lot of incline. It's not really an exercise I try to do, but you can see that that stand just flat out does not work on incline. It's not tall enough at all. So if you're looking for incline bench press, it's not the right one. On a regular bench, however, these stands work out pretty good. Here I'm working out by myself, no help. I've got about, I would say about 70 pounds on each of the stands just to weigh them down when I'm racking. And this is probably about 180 pounds and it goes on pretty clean. Um, this is 175, I think. And you can see here that, again, I think on this case I probably have about 75 or 80 pounds weighted on each stand as well. And you'll notice when I rack it that it moves a little, but it's not like crazy. I think that if you're doing weights like up to like 225 or so, this thing will work out pretty well. Here's another view just from the side. I'll just give you an indication of how much the stands move when you rack the weights. I've had a buddy over here and he did 240 one time and I pulled it back and almost missed the uprights on one of them, but we got it on there. So it holds them fine. It's just a little iffy when you're bringing the bar back onto the J hooks. You contrast that with like a big power rack or something with tall poles where you can kind of slam the bar back. There's just always like something in your head where you're kind of a little bit worried about missing the top of the J hook, which would be a complete and utter disaster. And here's one more view. I mounted the GoPro down at the bottom just to kind of show what that looks like. Just doing a few more reps here. this is. Now let's see how this performs the shoulder presses. This is not really an advertised feature of the BD2, but if you don't have a lot of ceiling height like me, and you've got a bench and you want to do seated shoulder presses, the BD2 works out fairly well for that. As you can see in these next couple of video clips, I don't worry too much about having the spotter arms up here because, you're not going to get killed by a failed shoulder rep or a shoulder press. Just bring the bar down your leg, I guess. I guess you could raise them up though, just for a little bit of safety so the bar doesn't fall down your leg. But you can see here that mounted or weighted down on the back, it's fairly simple to rack and unrack the weights. I have never felt unsafe on these at all. One other benefit of this stands are these stands that you can use them as a landmine. Um, it's not an advertised use of it, but it worked pretty well. You can change the height just to give you a little bit of boost getting off of the stand. If you're by yourself, you can kind of use it as a spotter too. Here's from the side. Later on, I experimented with this more, and if you make the spotter stand higher up, it works a little bit better as a landmine stand than what I was doing here. But it got the job done. It's definitely better than picking all that up off the floor. And of course, when it's up there, it serves as a nice jack. You can use it to, unrack the weights that you have on the stand. So overall, pretty good use for that too. So let's go over the pros and cons. The pros of this is it worked pretty well for bench and shoulder presses. The widths are flexible. You can use it with a standard or an Olympic bar, and it stores easily as shown here in the picture. The downsides are that it's not tall enough for inclines. You can't really use it for squats, and it takes a lot of time to set up, which is kind of annoying. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. It seems to be difficult to get aligned properly with your bench because there's no crossbar support on the back. So good product. Nothing against the Valor BD2, but it wasn't right for me. That's why I sold it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.